This video is brought to you in collaboration with DELL Solutions. They design and manufacture CPU and GPU coolers like thermopaste, thermopads, heat faces, PC accessories, and other equipment. Check out their website in www.dellsolutions.com. In this video, it will show you step by step on how to remove the back cover of the laptop, how to remove the battery and the model number of the battery, what is the upgrade option of this laptop, and how to remove the heatsink, and how to apply thermopaste and change the thermopads. Hello, it's me again, Take That Screw Out. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button to support this channel, so that I can make more tutorial videos like this one. Check the description down below for the information and all the links if you're interested to buy this product in Amazon, and the equipment and tools I've used in this video. Let's begin the tutorial. First, the screwdriver that I'm going to use is the electric screwdriver called Wow Stick. If you're interested, link in the description below. And the screw bits is Phillips screw, which is VH1. So first is to remove the back cover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screw. If you're curious about the measurements and the size of the screw, so I'll measure it for you. So this is about M2 screw, about almost 2 millimeter, and the length is about, so I will just measure the overall length of the screw. So it's about 3.9 millimeter. That's the overall length of the screw, and the size of the screw thread is about M2, almost 2 millimeter. So that's the 8th screw. To remove the cover, make sure you use I got a metal one, but I don't recommend this one because it could cause scratches of this metal or plastic cover. But this one is aluminum. So first, you have to open forward end of the laptop. So now it's open. So this one is metal aluminum. So this is the upgrade option of this laptop. So this particular model of the XPS 15, it has two M.2 NVMe SSD available, but the other one is empty. So this one is used for Windows operating system. This is the first one, and this is the second one. So this one is reserved for your extra storage. And before I remove the RAM, I need to remove the battery. So the battery is 86 watt hour. So that is the exact model of the battery, and the part number is in there. Okay. To remove the battery, you have to unscrew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 screw. By the way, the screw size is M2. So 8 screw for the battery. And this is the connector for the battery. I need to disconnect that one before I take this off. 1. So by the way, before you remove any part of the laptop or the computer, you have to disengage or remove the power first. In case of the laptop, disengage the connection of the battery first before you remove the fan and everything, the SSD, to prevent damage of your hardware. So by the way, the 8 screw that is used for to attach the battery are not the same length. The same size M2. I'll show you. The 4 screw on the top is M2 by 4. That means 2mm thickness and 4mm length. So it's much longer compared to the one at the bottom. M2 by 3. So the one at the bottom is a bit shorter. So this is 4 screw, which is shorter, and the one at the top is a bit longer. So now it's already been unscrewed, so I have to disconnect the battery connector. I'm going to use this plier, or you can use a small long nose plier. This one I put in the description down below. I normally use this one for removing the fan connector, which is very useful. So the tip, this one is different. So I put the link in the description below. Right, battery is removed, so I can lift it up. So that is the exact model of the battery. So now I can remove the memory RAM. The RAM, I believe for this CPU, this is Core i7. You can upgrade the RAM, I believe, up to 64GB on this particular CPU chip and chipset. So that's the upgrade option. 2 NVMe M.2 SSD. You can upgrade the RAM. So this is the speaker. This one here can be removed with one screw here, and also this one here, the screw is here. And if you're curious, what is this one underneath on this cover here? This is the chipset, and it has a very thin thermal pads underneath on this copper. And the Wi-Fi on this particular laptop is not upgradable. It is soldered in the PCB, but it's a really good quality and fast Wi-Fi. It's a killer brand. So Wi-Fi is not upgradable, and this one I will show you what's inside of this one. So you can change the thermal pads in this one if you want. So it has a thermal pad. So this is the chipset. Yeah, the thermal pads is alright. It looks alright. Very thin. So I don't have available for this thickness. This is about 0.5mm, I think. It's very thin. So this is the chipset. So Wi-Fi is not upgradable. So to remove the heatsink that is attached to the CPU and the GPU chip, so you have to, before you're removing the screw, you have to detach the fan connector. This one here for this fan, and this one here for this fan. So we have to remove first. It's not space in there. Okay. And then you have to unscrew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The FH one is quite big, so I will use a different bit, which is Phillips screw VH0. So this one is for the battery. I need to I have to remove this one as well. To remove the fan, you have also to unscrew this cover. Underneath this one is the USB-C, so to remove the fan, you have to unscrew this one as well. So that is how it goes. There, make sure that it will not be forgotten to screw in back. So this is the fan on this side. So this fan is the one on the right hand side. this side here. So the one that I took off is the one on this side. So the one that this side here, this is the exact model of the fan, just in case if you need it. And the other fan, the fan on this side is, this is the exact model. So let me check if, so the number of the part number of this fan are not identical, obviously, because the other one is for the left and the other one is for the right. Okay, I'll take a photo of this too. So we have to remove the heatsink now. So this one here is the CPU chip and this is the GPU chip. These shared on one heatsink. So this is the VRAM here. And this one here is the VRMs, or the voltage regulator modules, this one here. So I will measure the thickness of the thermal pads. So this one is for the VRAM, is quite thin, very thin. I believe this is 0.5 millimeter. It's 0.5 millimeter. It's difficult to find this kind of thickness for the thermal pads, but sometimes it depends on which country are you from. 0.5, that's for the VRAM. And for the VRMs are thicker. VRMs are a bit thicker, 0.75 millimeter. And this one, this will goes here. But this one is a bit thicker, it's way thicker. It's about, this one here, that goes this area here, is 1.5 millimeter. So this one here, 0.5, the VRAM, and this area of the VRMs, these two, is 0.75, a bit thicker than the VRAM, and this one is much thicker. This is 1.5. So it's time to clean the paste residue of the CPU and GPU chip. So when cleaning the residue, I always use the 99.9% isopropyl alcohol. Check on the description for the link. Don't use 70%, always use 99.9%. The reason is it could dissipate quickly and it could melt easily all the dirt and residue. And it's more safer to use because it will dissipate very quickly. Time to replace the thermal paste of this one because the paste on this one is so hard now. So thermal paste and thermal pads over time will degrade its performance because when it's getting hard, it will not gonna dissipate or transfer the heat. So more alcohol. So I use a microfiber cloth. Make sure there's no length will be remain in this one before you put a thermal paste. See the thermal pads. I know the thermal paste on the CPU is so hard now. So I have to clean the PCB. I normally use a brush or an air blower. It's called X-Power 550 watt air blower, which is powered by wall outlet. This is very powerful. I recommend that one to clean up your desktop or laptop or graphics card. So this one is a new addition of my collection. It's a Makita cordless air blower. The particular model is DAS 180. So this is based on 18 volts LXT range. So this is, I bought this one from Amazon, which is a bare unit, so there's no battery included. So this one has a 4 mode power, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll show you what is the power of mode 1. This is mode 1, mode 2, mode 4. It's very powerful. The mode 4 is very powerful, and it is included, the bare unit is included with this bag, and it has included with 5 nozzle attachments. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So if you use this one to clean up all the heatsink or the fence of your GPU, just attach this one here with this notch here and push it in. See, it clicks. So powerful. And also this one can be used also as like a vacuum. It will vacuum air, but it will not a vacuum cleaner. There's an attachment, special Makita attachment that you can purchase separately in Makita website. It's like a vacuum cleaner, like a hose, but you can use that one for like vacuuming, like you know the clear bag to vacuum to shrink. So you can use the one. You have to remove this one, twist and remove this one. So that is how it works, double purpose. And it has a safety lock here. So that's it. It's very handy. So I'm going to use this one for only mode 2 to dry up this PCB. So it's time for repasting. So the thermal paste is provided from Gillid Solution. This is a really good quality one. So unfortunately I don't have size and thickness of this thermal pad, so I will not gonna replace this one with a Gillid. This one is the GC4 thermal paste. So you can check in the description down below if you want to buy one of these. So I'm going to use this one for the CPU and the GPU. So if you buy this from Gillid.com, they also provide with a spreader included in the box. So this one. Thermal paste, always spread it with the spreader, or you can use any like a credit card or ID card. Okay, it's time to put it back together. So first is to put it back the heatsink. Make sure this is the most important points here. This 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, because this will tighten up the chip, both CPU and GPU, to the heatsink. So make sure it's aligned. The screw is aligned properly. Okay, and then before I screw it in, I make sure I have to put this one in. And the other one. Okay, and then I have to screw it in. I will use the bigger bit, which is VH1, Phillips screw VH1. You can use this one or like a manual equivalent to VH1. But for this 4 screw, because make sure you have to tighten them up in crisscross pattern, here, 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 here. So you have to tighten them up gradually. First, 1 turn for this one. Actually, this is a numbering on how to tighten them up, the sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I've started this one here, so let's go another way around. So make sure it's snug fit. Don't over tighten it. The next is the screw here. The good thing about this screwdriver, by the way, is even if this is powered by electric battery, you can still use it as a manual screwdriver. You can just, yeah, there's a torque on it. So this 2 screw needs smaller bits. So the VH0 screw bits. So the bigger screw first, and the smaller screw. The screw for the fan. And the other fan goes to the other side. Attach the fan connector using prying tool or use this one. So be careful with this one because the wire of this connector is so small. It's very delicate. It can break and damage easily. And then use a prying tool to push it in. That's it. And the other one. This plier, special plier, is very handy. Link in the description below. It's very handy. It's only very cheap. It's a few quid. Push it in. Okay, so put it back the RAM. So RAM here. So don't forget the RAM can be upgraded up to, I think, 64 gigabyte for this chipset and CPU. Can handle up to 64 gigabyte, but you don't need 64 gigabyte. 32 gigabyte is the perfect one if you're a content creator, gamer. 32 gig I recommend. 16 gigabyte RAM memory is enough for gaming, but if you're playing, well, this one cannot play 4K games. It's only 1080p. It's good, but 1440p it could slow down because the GPU is quite not high end. But for content creator, even the 4K video, perfect, very smooth. So use 32 gig for the RAM. If you're using it for video editing 4K, perfect, very smooth for this one. I've used this one for video editing as well. So 2 M.2 SSD. Don't forget the Wi-Fi is not upgradable, and this is the chipset. And you can replace the speaker if in case something damaged. Just remove one screw on each side, take it off, and then the battery. You can upgrade the battery. So what else? Okay, so it's time to put back the battery. So don't forget the screw for the battery are not the same size. The one at the top is bigger and the bottom one is quite small. So attach first the connector. This one, by the way, is only like a shield to protect the component inside underneath it. So place the battery. So I'm going to use the, put it in the bigger, the one at the top first. Don't over tighten it because this is just plastic, could break easily. Just snug. So that's it. So you have to check everything, that everything is in place and connected. Fan connection, fan screw, all the screw, check, double check. Screw. This is the, nothing on here. So Wi-Fi is not upgradable, so only can be upgraded or can be changed is the battery to M.2 SSD can be replaced, RAM, that's it, no Wi-Fi upgrade. But you don't need to upgrade this Wi-Fi. This is a killer Wi-Fi, which is Wi-Fi 6E or Wi-Fi 6, something like that. So you don't need to upgrade that. And then change the thermal pads and thermal paste. And then it's time for the cover. So before to put it on the cover, you have to clean it with brush. Okay, when you put it back the cover, you have to put it back here first and then goes here. So all the screw at the back are same size. So I have to wrap it up. So that's the end of the tutorial. If you think this video is helpful, please don't forget to subscribe and share this video so it can help other people too. Thank you for watching.